Now let's directly compare Sloane's forehand to Simona Halep. I heard, Spencer, you talked about Halep's forehand. I agree. I think it's a good comparison for her size-wise, strength type, everything. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at that. So we get that initial turn, that good unit turn. And you can see how Simone is loading by turning the shoulders and loading the leg at the same time simultaneously. Now, back to what we talked about before. Notice how her hand here is outstretched so that she is creating a natural measuring stick for the ball, because you can see the ball back here, right? And her arms across, and you have a good view of that there. Look at that position right there. There's a nice load and spacing. You can see she kind of sits on that back leg, a slight semi-open stance, which is perfect. Just enough to clear the left hip and let her body get around through the shot. Starts to push on the ground, just like we saw, where we push on the ground, creating that rotation in here, getting a nice rotation. Notice how the left hand is coming in on Simona. That helps clear that left side of the body, right? Comes through, boom, contact. Oh, look at the spacing on contact. Compare that to Sloane's. You can tell definite difference in alignment. Now let's see what the shoulders do. They keep rotating around. See how the shoulders kept going around, the body kept going around, where Sloane stops and lifts only right here. She keeps her core, her body rotating, and that power is sent through the ball. Just like that. All right, looking at the forehand, what we're going to look at first is the preparation. So what Sloane wants to do is get loaded in a way that gives her space to the ball and gets her body in a loaded, ready to launch position. So let's look first at what she's doing. So ball's coming out of the machine. You can see it there. Her first move, she steps back, hands staying close to her body, starts to move the racket into position. Now notice her arm position. You can see this arm right here is in close to the body, and her racket is staying in close to her body as well. Her arm should be out more, being used more as a measuring stick so that she can get her space correct for her alignment to the ball. Now, next move, you can see the ball's coming. Her arm's starting to go out, but it's still in close. But at this point, it's too late because she's already set herself in her path or alignment to the ball. So from here she goes. Everything actually kind of looks decent here, except for that arm not being quite as far out. Body's loaded, leg is loaded. You can see how she has her leg loaded. Her body is rotated around, it's loaded. And let's see what happens from here. Ball, she starts uncoiling, which is what we want, where the shoulders start to come around. Right, as she pushes on the ground, her shoulders start to come around for impact. You can see she ends up pretty close to the ball. Right, so that ball is a little too tight on her, which is a result of that preparation and that arm. Now watch her shoulders. See how her shoulders are rotating? Goes here, gets to the ball, the shoulders stop rotation, and she lifts her hand. Right, and this is where she's losing power. She's not getting a good full rotation into the ball and through the ball. She just lifts her hand up and lifts it up. Then she kind of gives us what looks like a complete rotation. See how she's getting this little cheat turn in here? Trying to turn it into like a fake rotation instead of a full rotation in. Boom, but gives the ball a good bit of spin, but not near the power that she could get. Arm across. Do 3. Arm across. Send your power more through it, into it, too close to it. And stop. Arms across, pull. Reach a little. 2 more. Through it. Rotate through. Turn. Arm across. Turn all the way through. You just lift.